This is a weather alert. You are watching 13 on your side.
And we begin this afternoon with weather and the concerns over heavy rains and flooding in parts of West Michigan.
It's the aftermath of what was Hurricane Beryl. So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist George Lessons, who has the latest on our forecast.
Yeah, the potential is all there. It's just now beginning to rain south of Grand Rapids. Been raining for a while around Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. And there are some advisories and some watches that have been issued since noon today. The advisory is for Van Buren, Kalamazoo, and Calhoun counties, where they've already had about 1.5 inches of rain at Clark Lake. That's over in the Jackson area. We have a flood watch for Ottawa, Kent, and Montcalm counties southward. And that goes into effect at 11 o'clock tonight through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Down in the city of Chicago, they have flash flood warnings. Hopefully we will not see any of those. But there's already been as much as 6 inches of rain down in that area, according to the radar right there in northwestern Indiana. So the potential is there for heavy rain. Flood watch means be prepared for minor flooding over a large area. Flood advisory, which is in effect to the south, means low to moderate impacts from that nuisance flooding. So just slow down here tomorrow, stay informed of the forecast, and make sure you don't drive through any standing water. Here's the current radar. You can see lots of light rain down toward the Kalamazoo area. The storm that's producing that is what's left over from Beryl, and that storm track is going to be taking it to our south and east. So we're going to be on the heaviest side of the rain here tonight and tomorrow. We'll tell you when the rain is going to end and how much we might get. That's a little bit later on.
We've heard a lot of good tips about how to prepare for potential flooding. I just wanted to make sure I had my rain gear and my umbrella in my car before I left today.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find my boots. I know where my umbrella is, but George, we really need to prepare for this rain, right?
Yes, because you know any tropical system can bring heavy downpours over a long period of time. May not give up for 6-8 hours, unlike the thunderstorms we normally get, which rain for maybe an hour and cause some localized flooding. This is going to be a little bit different. The 13 weather ball tonight is blinking bright. We have a lot of rain in sight. It is also blue. That means cooler, but still damp in view.
The 13 on your side weather ball, sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse.
And around the area, we have skies that are pretty hazy and a lot of overcast. And you can see a rain shower there in the Grand Rapids Airport Tower cam. Raining down in Kalamazoo. You're only at a very humid tropical 71 degrees. You can see everything's wet there. And from a live camera in downtown Vicksburg, 74 degrees. You can see the roads are wet there. It's not heavy downpours. We have just seen some lighter rain come in. That heavier rain's coming in later on tonight. So we're going to get a little bit of a break from time to time. These are the outer feeder bands coming around what was once Hurricane Beryl. It's now located over southern Illinois. Still tornado watch possible for portions of southern Indiana, Kentucky. That storm track going to take it right over western Lake Erie and then to northern New York State over the next 48 hours. So we have a risk for a little bit higher risk, slight risk out of 4 for some heavy rain to the south of Grand Rapids and from Grand Rapids to the south and east during the day tomorrow, including tonight. So let's track the storm. There's the rain. There's a little bit of the break. This is 11 o'clock, so the reds and oranges, that's coming on in. Just about everywhere here in West Michigan will at least see some heavy downpours later on tonight and tomorrow, but the models are showing perhaps a little bit of clearing later in the day between about 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. and then we're going to stay clear tomorrow night and Thursday all the way through much of the weekend. Now there are a couple of chances during the overnight hours this weekend. In terms of rainfall, you can see where the heaviest track of rain is taking it up into north central Indiana, southern and southeastern lower Michigan. We could end up with about 1.5 inches here in Grand Rapids and perhaps as much as 3 to 5 inches down toward the I-94 corridor. And this will all come within about a 12 to 15 hour period. And again, the European model showing pretty much the same amount of rain in the same area. So be prepared for a lot of ponding of water. High chances will be warmer than average from July 15th through 19th and a little bit higher chance, but right on the edge of an equal chance for more rain or less rain during that same 5-day period. So tonight, some heavier rain down to the south, flood advisory around South Haven. To the north, low and mid 60s with lighter rain to the north. Northern areas will see light to moderate rain overnight, low and mid 60s. Here in the greater Grand Rapids area and southward, this is where we will see the heavier rain. We also have a river flood warning down on the Portage River near Vicksburg. 13 on your side forecast. Rain, breezy, humid, 75 tomorrow. Some haze in the air Thursday and Friday. Saturday will be dry. I think there's some showers overnight Saturday, but dry on Sunday, and again, a smaller chance Sunday night into Monday morning next week. Typical summertime stuff. Next week, warm and hazy. Temperatures, though, not quite as warm as we have seen the next several days. We may be in the upper 70s and low 80s. At night, guys, it is especially difficult to see where there's ponding of water, so just be very careful driving tonight.
Yeah, don't drive through any puddles. Thank you, George.
Well, the air is heavy enough with water, it feels like it could rain at any moment, and we've already had some of the outer feeder bands from what once was Hurricane Beryl move through southern lower Michigan this afternoon and evening. We have a lot more on the way. That's why the 13 weather ball is blinking bright. Lots of heavy downpours in sight. It's also blue. Even though a cooler weather in view tomorrow, it will be damp and humid.
The 13 on your side weather ball, sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse.
And if you are planning walking the dog, this is Maddie. Yeah, you're giving me the scowl because there's rain in the forecast. You don't like to walk in the rain. Mark and Barb, green paw for your 6 and 8 p.m. walk. Yellow paw as the light rain moves in about 10 o'clock, and then a red paw at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Lots of heavy rain. So get out and do your business here very quickly tomorrow. Not as much sunshine tomorrow where the solar energy farms are located. 2.5 compared to 7.6 to create green energy from the sun, and the wind is going to be quite breezy out of the north as that system passes to our east. There's the light showers, a little heavier downpours down to the south, but some heavy downpours over here in the East Lansing area where they've had some cars disabled because of some heavy downpours on those low-lying roads where it's all collected. That could be a scenario that happens quite frequently here in the next 24 hours. More heavier rain coming up through northern Indiana right now out ahead of that storm, which is going to take a track over western Lake Erie by this time tomorrow. To the south and east of Grand Rapids, we have that slight 2 out of 4 risk for some flooding, excessive rain here overnight tonight, and that continues during the day tomorrow as that storm system finally pulls away. Let's track it hour by hour. This is 11 o'clock tonight. The yellows and oranges, those are some heavier downpours. Look at all this heavy rain in northern Indiana. There's the center of the storm, taking it up into northwest Ohio by tomorrow morning. Look at all this rain to the north and west of that center. And then by late tomorrow afternoon, we start to see some clearing taking place along the lakeshore, and then a clear night tomorrow night, and we'll have cleanup day coming up during the day on a Thursday. How much rain are we talking about? Well, the model's indicating at least 1, maybe 2 inches here in the greater Grand Rapids area. From more to the south and east, you can see there Port Huron, 5.21 according to the model. This is the area where there could be some considerable flooding going on over the next 24 hours. So if you are driving tomorrow, make sure you slow down and watch out for the ponding of water. As we look farther ahead, our 8 to 14 day outlook, which takes us from the 17th of July through the 23rd, we have a high chance that the warm weather will continue. No end of any summer-like weather. Higher chances, though, for less precipitation during that same 7-day period. So tonight, rain is moving up from the south. Flood advisory for Van Buren County southward. A muggy mid-60s at the lakeshore. Moderate rain to the north, low and mid-60s here with a northeast wind light this evening. Heavier rain down to the south. We're looking at temperatures between about 63 and 65. 13 on your side forecast. After skies clear tomorrow evening, we'll see hazy and humid conditions Thursday and Friday, jumping into the low 80s after mid-70s tomorrow. 88 on Saturday, dry. There may be a thunderstorm overnight Saturday night. Dry again Sunday with a chance of a shower overnight Sunday night into Monday morning. We will see our temperatures drop out of the 80s to maybe mid to upper 70s and low 80s toward the end of it next week. So we'll make it a little bit of a break, but not much of one from the heat and humidity.
Oh, that's a lot of humidity on that, George.
It is.
It is.
Great, thanks.
It looks and feels like it wants to rain out there. That air is juicy.
It is so juicy. It's just going to let loose when it does. And
Yeah.
that'll be, while a lot of people are sleeping tonight and waking up in the morning, there could be lots of puddles of water. Ditches will be full, so you just need to be very careful
keep
here
that in mind.
tomorrow. Good news is it'll be over in about 24 hours, but it really hasn't begun yet. 13 weather ball is blinking bright because a lot of heavy rain potential overnight. It's also blue, cooler weather in view.
The 13 on your side weather ball, sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse.
Temperatures today did climb into the low 80s, mid 80s in a few spots to the east. That's pretty close to our average high and pretty close to what we had last year at this time, and very close to what we forecast for a high today, within 1 degree. We are on our target range now 5 days in a row. Hope to keep that going. We've had some rain. You can see where the heavier rainfall amounts have been from around Berrien County on up through Kalamazoo and Calhoun counties. Battle Creek, you've had almost an inch of rain in just the last 3 or 4 hours. And that's one of the feeder bands that came up from around Beryl. The main area of rain is coming up through northern Indiana, and that's going to push in later on tonight, like after about 11 o'clock or so. That's when the flood watch goes into effect here for the greater Grand Rapids area. You can see a little bit of heavier rain starting to work its way to the north. This is 11 o'clock, finally reaching the I-96 corridor, and it will continue on and off overnight as the storm system itself comes up into extreme southwest lower Michigan. This is around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Everyone seeing rain throughout the night and during the day tomorrow. It starts to settle down a little bit after about 1 or 2 o'clock. The heavier rain pushing to the east. Still some pockets of some showers coming on through until about 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, and then skies are going to clear and we'll have several dry days coming up where we'll recover from all of the heavier rain. How much are we talking about? This is just tonight through tomorrow morning. About 2/3 of an inch in Grand Rapids, over 2 inches to the south, and even more tomorrow. So the models are showing at least 3 inches of rain, if not more. The heaviest to the south and east, lighter amounts to the north and west. So that is the good news. Temperatures and dew points, we're going to see temperatures in the low and mid 70s tomorrow, but dew points will remain stubbornly high. So the flood watch in effect for the moment. For tomorrow, you can see where the cooler temperatures were the heavier rains. Low 70s, South Haven and Holland. Close to 80 up in Ludington. Breezy day with a north wind as that storm moves through. Mid 70s to the north, breezy with moderate rain and heavy rain here in the greater Grand Rapids area southward. 70 along the I-94 corridor, 75 along I-96. 13 on your side forecast. After the rain ends and the sky is clear, lots of haze and humidity in the air Thursday into Friday. 88 on Saturday, should be dry until overnight. We put a chance of storms overnight. And again, Sunday night through Monday morning, typical summer-like weather with haze and humidity. The only real comfortable day might be next Wednesday.